250,000 people are expected to take the streets of central London tomorrow as part of a national march against government cuts. Some of the demonstrators are taking part in a political march for the first time, spurred into action by what's happening to local services on their own doorstep. Our Home Affairs editor, Mark Easton, has been to Gloucestershire to meet some unlikely activists.
It is Tory heartland, rural Gloucestershire, where you're as likely to see a red squirrel as a red rosette. The County Council has announced cuts of £114 million, with youth clubs, libraries and daycare centres under threat. Familiar public services may disappear.
One of the key questions for the coalition is whether serious opposition to the cuts will extend beyond their familiar political opponents to become a wide-ranging, broad movement involving their own traditional supporters.
In this village nestling in the Cotswolds, the answer is yes. The idyll belies a new militancy. Some of the ladies of Gloucestershire will be among those marching through London tomorrow.
Frankly, I'm scared of going on a political march. I haven't done it before, and I don't want to be kettled. I am not going to pee on the street in public for any cause.
Over tea and cakes, talk is of how to fight the cuts.
I think now we really have to get out there and be much more vocal and visible in our opposition to these pernicious and horrendous cuts.
That's what I'll be doing when I go to London. I'll be standing up for the 15,000 people who signed our petition and hoping that we look as though we're 15,000 strong on the street.
How do you think this morning's gone?
Brilliantly.
The Tory-run County Council is looking to the big society to save services, encouraging volunteers to run threatened libraries and youth clubs.
Go behind me, you'll see lots of people working hard for their community. They're not marching in protest, they're doing things in action. And that's what we want to see much more of. And in this constituency, we find it all over the place, which is really encouraging.
The Cotswold campaigners are unconvinced.
This is the big society, and we're all saying no.
Yes. Yeah, big society. No, it's big corporate society. That's the route we're heading down now, isn't it?
The big society is there, but it's not there to run the country. And that's
crazy.
In Cheltenham, a town historically swinging between Liberal and Tory politics, opinions remain divided.
Well, we haven't got any money, so we have to make the cuts.
I do think cuts have to be made in some senses. It seems that, as always, it's the man on the street, the local person who seems to get hit the hardest.
9 o'clock, something is departing. It must be a coach from Cheltenham Fire Station.
It's a bit late tonight.
Tomorrow's march could prove a key moment for the government. If the buses and trains arriving from around the country include many like these ladies from the Cotswolds, the politics of the cuts would become very different. Mark Easton, BBC News, Gloucestershire.